In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to uninstall the factory G29, G920, and the G27 shift knob in preparation to install this T3D shifter. To install the shifter, we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a micro USB cable not included with the purchase of the shifter. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove that factory top cap on the shift knob. It's got 3 little prongs. Doesn't have to pull off a special way, usually just straight up does the trick. Then we're going to take our Phillips screwdriver and we're going to feel around in there for that Phillips screw and then back it all the way out. Once that's done, the shift knob should pull right off. So the next step, we're going to take our new shifter. It is notched, so go ahead and plop it down on the spindle there and give it a spin and spin it, and you'll feel it pop down when it's in the right groove. Then from there, go ahead and take the flathead screwdriver and go ahead and tighten that up. Once you feel like you've gotten it tight enough, go ahead and give it a twist. If it doesn't quite feel tight enough, tighten it up a little bit more. Now we can see that it's tight enough, so we're going to continue on to installing the micro USB cable into the side of the device. You'll notice that there's a wider and a more narrow side. We're going to want the wider side of the connector outward towards us at this point. So go ahead and feel around for it. Now that we've got that plugged in, we're going to go ahead and jump to the computer side of things and show you how to go through the rest of it. This part of the tutorial is only going to be applicable if you are running Windows 7 or older. Windows 8 and 10 should have this driver built into it. So if you plug your shift knob in and you get a little prompt somewhere down here in the bottom right saying unable to install driver, then you'll need to go through this process. If you navigate to the eBay page where you purchased this knob, most likely, you should be able to copy the Google Drive link and paste it into a new tab. Once this page appears in the top right, you should see a download button. Go ahead and download that. Once this prompt appears, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open the drivers folder, and then I'm going to install either AMD64 or x86. This depends on if you have a 64-bit operating system or 32-bit operating system. So the easiest way to do that is if you right-click on the Start button and click System. You should be able to scroll down here, and it will tell you System Type 64-bit operating system. So that will require me to install the AMD64 driver. If you have a 32-bit operating system, you will need to install the x86. So just go ahead and open it up. Next. I already have them installed, so this really isn't going to do me any good, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Finish. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to verify that our shift knob is actually installed properly and working before we go into the game. So as far as I know, this will work on Windows 7, 8, and 10. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hit Start, and then you're going to type Run. You should see a little icon similar to this regardless of the operating system. Click it. You should get a little prompt like this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to type CMD. That is going to open up a window like this. Now we're going to type joy.cpl. We're going to hit Enter. It's going to come up with this list. So if you're running, I believe, Windows 8 and Windows 10, you can just type joy.cpl here and it'll open as well. There is also a chance that works on Windows 7. I honestly cannot remember, so I'm kind of winging that part on 7. But the run command should be able to get you here regardless if just joy.cpl doesn't work. So from here I can see I do have an Arduino Leonardo, which is what the shift knob is called. So I'm going to hit Properties, and now I'm going to start hitting the buttons on the shift knob, as you can probably hear. So that would be the thumb, and this would be the finger. So then from there, we're going to go hop in game, and I'm going to show you how to make it actually function. All right, once we get into game, you see this prompt. We're going to go ahead and click Ignore for now. All right, once your game is loaded, go ahead and click Options, Controls. Then you are going to want to add Leonardo to this drop-down list. If you have a keyboard and a steering wheel already in the top, go ahead and add Leonardo down in one of the lower drop-downs. Then we're going to want to select 8 shifter, which you probably already have at this point. Then you're going to want to scroll down until you get to the shifter toggle 1, which is going to be your front range button. So go ahead and click it, and I'm going to hit the switch up and then down. And then shifter toggle 2 is going to be the splitter, which is going to be on your thumb. So I'm going to flip it forward and then back. Now that it is bound, make sure you check shifter toggle uses switch mode. That's very important. If you don't do this, what's going to happen is you're going to have to hit each of your switches twice for them to work properly. So make sure you check that, and then your shifter is ready to use.